Hi there people, it's Uberman UK. Now this is part 3 of talking about tax and insurance. As you can gather, this one we're going to cover national insurance and how you pay it, how you work it out. And say if you are struggling to understand how to work out to pay your tax system, go and see a financial advisor. They can do it all for you, but they will charge a fee. I do everything on my own. It's a lot easier. Basically, go online, register your details with the government website, and they do mostly all the rest for you. They mostly work out how much to pay your national insurance by the last previous videos. Right, so this time I'm going to talk about national insurance and how it all works. If you don't know what national insurance is, basically it's you're paying your pension contribution and you're paying the NHS, your healthcare insurance. Because in the UK, we don't have to pay, like most countries, insurance. Everyone pays national insurance out of their wage earnings, and that's how it works. Now, how it works out and how much you pay it's similar to the tax system. So if you watch my previous videos on the tax system, it's similar to this. So let's just start. If you're earning profit, remember the word profit, not expenses. Profit from 8,000 to 43,000. This will be your code. I think it's 4. I think it is class 4. It's called. And you'll be paying 9% on your profits. Now it's over 43,000. If you are making over 43,000, well, you can afford an accountant, can't you? Really. So if you're earning 43,000, well, you should really be getting someone else to do it for you, earning that kind of money. But as we're talking about Uber, you'll earn between, let's just say, 20,000 a year. That's your basic salary, as a rough guess. So if you're in that bracket, remember that first number here, £8,060. So you don't pay any national insurance till you've gone over that particular threshold. Remember, it's profit, not expenses. So when you've made profit of over £8,000, that's when the rule comes into effect. So if you watch my other previous videos about mileage allowance, you know how much to work out per year. If you haven't, go back and look at can't remember, it's part 1 or part 2, which will explain. So it's part 2, just remembered. It just come to me, brain's gone. So if you go to part 2, it'll explain about the mileage allowance. If you're up to date, that's fine, we'll carry on. So look at your mileage allowance. We worked it out as over £14,000. So that's how much it costs to run the business of your taxi, what is fuel, insurance, car cost, car parts, car washes, etc, etc. That's how much we've worked it out per year it's going to cost you to run an Uber taxi. So that is your expense, that's how much it's cost. So that's not profit, remember. When we go over that figure, that'll count as profit. So let's just say, as a rough figure here, we've took over £31,000 in cash sales or fares on your taxi. That's how much we took in 1 year. So what we do, we minus this figure off that figure there. Okay, so whatever's left from that figure, so it's this figure, so you're minusing £14,000 off the 31. When you minus that is your profit, how much you've made per year. Because you add your expenses, what is this one here, and that's how much you've took. The rest is profit. So when you've made your profit, then you have we have to make over £8,000 before we pay any national insurance. So when we took this from this, and then we take this from this, I'll explain that again. So you got your 31,000, over 31,000, you took your mileage allowance off that 31,000, what's your expense, and then you're allowed over £8,000 before you pay any national insurance. So you take this from this, this from this, which hopefully, if I've worked my sums out correctly, leaves you with this. That's how much profit, that's how much left of the profit, because you're taking, explain again so you get it, this is your figure, you're taking your mileage off it, and you're taking your national insurance threshold off that, because you don't pay anything until it goes over that. So when you take them two over, you're left with this. You follow me that? It's a lot of sums, it's a lot of figures if you don't watch it again. So you're left with this figure here, and that's what you pay your national, that's what you pay, you have to pay your national insurance out of that, what is 9%. So it's 9% of this, which works out at £777, so many English pence, to pay to the taxman. You have to pay it. I think it's well worth paying national insurance. And not a lot of people say it's another bill, but at the end of the day, it's healthcare, it's your pension, it's a lot of good things what come out of that money. So a lot of people slag it off and say it's too much. But at the end of the day, how much are American people paying in national insurance? And I don't know how their pension system works. So I think that is okay. So more you earn, basically, more you pay. So that is your figure, £700. Now, if you do everything online and you give the figure how much you took your takings, like this, and your personal allowance, they'll automatically work it out for you, and it should be that figure. Thanks very much for watching, people. I'm not a tax expert. I've just done a lot of research, and I've learned from trial and error. If you are unsure, if you don't want to bother with all this, see an accountant. I think they cost around about £300 a year, and basically they'll be working out all your figures for you, like I've just done, basically. So if you want to save you a bit of money, do it your own way. If you are making a lot of money, or you can't be bothered, pay an accountant. Thanks very much, people. Ubermanuk signing.